welcome back to the channel. I feel so weird saying that. I'm actually going to prop you up here potentially. I'm just about to go and train because, wow, she's an amateur YouTuber, guys. She can't even, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to hold it. So I am about to go and train because this week is all about training. Now, I'm just going to fill up my shaker because we need our electrolytes in the mix, and cherry lollipop electrolytes from ESN are coming back today. So hopefully when this goes out, you guys will have got your hands on it. But we are going to have to do with the apple, the red apple, which is totally fine. But the cherry lollipop electrolytes are just another level. But I feel like that has been the most chaotic introduction ever. This week is all about working out, okay? So I am going to be taking you through my week of workouts. It's a little bit different this week because I actually have a CrossFit competition. Now, I'm no CrossFit girl, but there are CrossFit elements within this games that is happening on Saturday down in Market Harborough. So I'm doing this with one of my best mates and her boyfriend and another guy. So it's 2 guys, 2 girls. And there's I think there's 3 different sections. I really should know this, but I think there's 3 different sections. A lot is going to be like certain lifts, hitting certain weights, and then there's going to be a lot of erg stuff. So yeah, we shall see. But today is Monday the 4th of August, and it is battering it down with rain outside, which is crazy. It's my birthday month this week. My birthday is this month. Is she all right? I actually feel like my words are not coming out properly, but August 31st is my birthday, and normally it never ever rains, so I'm really hoping that that's not the case this year. But today we are starting with like a full body session. I've got some plyometric work to do at the start. I'll put it up on the screen actually for you guys somewhere here. What else have I got? Like box jumps, I've got trap bar deadlifts, some unilateral work. So I've got some elevated split squats, a few other bits, and then I think I've got a 15-minute aerobic row. This was wild to me. I never ever used to do like long sessions on the ski or the row. It'd always be anaerobic, like fast intervals, whereas now I do a lot more calmer, longer stints. So like 15 minutes on the ski. If you asked me to do that a year ago, I would have been like, are you all right? So this is where I'm training out of today. This is where I do a lot of my coaching, face-to-face coaching, unless you are an online client. But this is Serge, and I'm now going to be teaching classes here every Wednesday. But yeah, we're going to start off with some plyo work and then get into some trap bar deadlift work. So let me take you along and I'll try and explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Okay guys, so there was people within the gym, so I felt a little bit awkward doing a voiceover. So we started off the session with 3 rounds, 9 box jumps, okay, from a seated box jump. So this is at like 20 inches, I think it is. Just working on being more explosive, which is going to help massively in my burpees. So on station 4, when we are super duper fatigued, being able to get away from the ground nice and quickly. Again, what I've been doing recently is moving the box a little bit further away and challenging how far away I can do it. But the fear is real, guys. The fear is super, super real when you have got a wooden box in front of you and your shins are probably going, nah. So I then moved on to some pause light RDLs. I'm doing this again just to help loosen up my back because my lower back is pretty weak at the moment. So we're working a lot on my glutes, on my lower abdomen. I did have back extensions on plan, but I didn't have access to one. So this was a great alternative for me. Again, it's a deload week, so we're keeping it nice and light. We then moved on to some trap bar deadlifts. Now, usually these would be a lot heavier for me, but it was 3 rounds of 5 reps at 65% of my max. So I think this was 70
or 75 it might have been. But yeah, super duper easy, nice and chilled here.
Sorry guys, I have had people in and out, so it has not been appropriate to film and talk, but we are halfway through the session. I'm just feeling demotivated. I don't know what it is. I just feel I've got a goal, which is to basically get a 109 or 108 to 109 pro. Now I know that's difficult for me to do, but I just feel like it's so far away, and I also feel like, I don't know, that off seasons felt like long, and therefore it's hard to stay in it when I've had like loads of random bits pop up, and I've still had competitions, whether that's like Summer Strive, or I've even got one this Saturday as explained, but I just don't know. I feel like my Hyrox motivation is a little bit low at the moment, so I need to snap out of it, or I need to sort it out, because last year I did like a marathon, I did an ultra marathon, I loved all of that and like adding it into the mix, and I feel like maybe I've lost a little bit of that, and I'm not someone who's always just going to be just a Hyrox athlete. I'm going to be an athlete who focuses on those running metrics as well, whether that is marathon, whether that is an ultra, and yeah, finding the joy again, because although my structure of my training is brilliant, there's just not that spark or that fire in my belly at the moment, so need to sort it out. But we're just going to move on to some unilateral work. I'm actually in a bit of a deload today, so I was only working at 65% on my trap bar deadlifts with 3 lots of 5, and now I've got only 2 sets. No, 2 sets. Weird. This is a deload as well. 2 sets, 3 reps on each leg at just 45 kg elevated split squats. So I'll take along with me that. But yeah, it feels weird to deload a little bit. Again, these are the type of things that you have to kind of get past, but I also think my body and brain need it, because you know, we're always here going, what's the next thing that I can do? What's the next thing I do? And maybe by just deloading it a little bit, it'll give me the opportunity to refocus.
So back into training, I then had just 2 rounds this week of unilateral, single leg elevated split squats, if you want to look at it like that. And these were only at 45 kg, which is not like the heaviest for me, but I was happy with how they felt, because I did feel a little bit demotivated. I felt like my foot placement was a bit off though. I usually use the bench, which I think is a little bit lower. I feel like it was just a bit awkward, so won't be doing that going forward. But overall it was 2 sets, 3 reps each leg at 45 kg.
Okay, on to pendlay rows and push-ups. This is a bit of a horrible one. So we're doing 8 reps at an RPE of 8. So I'm using 45 kg. Going to try and keep it really, really tight. Little to less bouncing as much as possible. Again, bum over our heels, so we're pushing our weight back slightly, core really nice and tight in a tabletop position. What you don't want to see is like loads of pulling like this, so quite short explosive pulls and reset, and then we're going into 20 seconds max push-ups. It's like super good, you know, when you get that feeling in Hyrox where you're on station 4 and you're thinking, how on earth am I going to get off the ground? Doing that kind of work with push-ups is ideal. Like, you could also pair another compound movement such as bench press and then do max push-ups in a set amount of time, or push-ups to failure, just to get used to that fatigue. Right guys, last little bit of this workout is a 15-minute aerobic capacity row, if I can get my words out again. Now, if you are looking to get better at the row and you are keeping it at a 10 on the dial, so here, right, drop this right down you know, 5, 6, 7 max, and get used to actually challenging your form and your technique over just thinking all I need to do is go as fast as I can. Now I'm just going to put you in here. Hopefully you can still hear me, but essentially what we want to be working on is 3 components when it comes to the row. Now I'll move you back here ever so slightly. So we want to keep the dial on like a 5 or a 6. Again, make sure that you are strapped in. Hand placement, nice and wide. Again, so we want to keep our frame open. So it is a leg dominant workout or a move. It is not an upper body dominant move. You want to be driving through your legs as much as possible. So you want to be going legs, body and arms, and then you want to do the reverse on the way back. So you're essentially doing legs, hinging from your hips, then drawing towards your chest. The first thing to release is then your arms, and you hinge slightly forward and then bend your legs. If you want to make it less quad dominant, again, take less of a bend towards the monitor and just hinge slightly, okay? You might see a lot of guys, for example, who have got generally a bigger upper body build doing that, but for me, I need to utilise my legs a little bit more. So this is how it would look. Okay, and that stroke rate was at 23, which is low, okay? And that's why if you look at purely stroke rate and you're doing like 40 strokes per minute, your form's probably and you're not going to benefit from it as well. So now these next 50 minutes for me are going to be working on aerobic capacity, so meaning I need to be getting as much oxygen in as possible, keeping it nice and chilled. Good morning, gang. Happy Tuesday. It is like winter here in Liverpool this morning. I also feel like I need to look like here rather than here, but I feel like I look at myself in the most non-vain way. But we're in Hardware Coffee and Kitchen because every Tuesday morning I run a run club in Liverpool called Hardy's Run Club, and we're just getting ready. So every Tuesday I train twice. It's a 5k in the morning. The 5k in the morning for me is more of like a social leadership kind of role. So it's ticking off the miles 100%, but it's not like not specific training for me. But I will take you along with what we get done. Hopefully I remember to film. It is so windy this morning. So normally we'd go down towards the docks, but I think we might actually get blown away. So yeah, it's really cute. The team's just down there. And getting ready, so yeah, come along. We're in it. 5k, 2.5k in, let's go. So 5 kilometers done. Team killed it. We did like 5.2, I think 5.2, but it was so good. We had a gradual hill at the start, 2 flat loops, and then came all the way down past the bombed out church, which is down there. But afterwards what we do is we always have like a little social, so we always have coffee or tea and just chill and catch up. Like it's only 20 to 8, and before 8 o'clock everyone's done a 5k, had a coffee and ready for work. So it sets my day up so nicely. So basically what I will do is on a Tuesday they will contribute towards like my easy kilometers. I've just finished coaching and it is time for workout number 2. I'm not that excited. especially to be doing some threshold reps. Now I've got 2 threshold sessions this week, and then obviously I'm competing at the weekend. So Friday is going to be like either a rest day or just really easy kilometers. Now I've ticked off some easy kilometers this morning with the run club, which is fantastic. Done a good few hours of work. I've coached for a few hours, and now it's me time again. So I think we need a little bit of caffeine, I'm not gonna lie. I actually wouldn't normally do this before a threshold run, but I am going to take my time to warm up. I'm going to go through a bunch of stretches, so I will film this and probably put it on a time lapse for you. But today's run is, we've got like a 2 kilometer warm up, and my coach has put in like an RPE. So those who don't know, RPE is just like a scale of effort, so it's rate of perceived exertion, so how hard you think something is, and just a scale of 1 to 10, so 10 being your absolute max, super duper difficult. And he's put a 3 to a 5, so 2 kilometers, super easy pace, which is lovely for the body and the brain initially. And then we're going into 2 kilometers at either a 3:55 to a 4:10 pace. Now I'm really glad that I've got the range, because I feel like I need it. We won't be hitting a 3:55, I can guarantee you that, and not to already put a barrier in check, but I'm going to aim to hit these first 2 at a 4-minute pace, okay, and really just go for it. I've then got like a minute off, and we're going to go into 6 rounds this week. Last week I had 5, so there's a progression there of 400 meter sprints at an RPE of 8. So it's not my absolute max, but we'll probably be hitting, last week I did a 3:45 pace, so either like a 3:45 or a 3:40, most likely. And he says 200 meters worth of walking, but I think I'm just going to take a minute to 90 seconds off, just because faffing about with the treadmill. The reason why I'm here as well at the gym to do this is so that I actually get it done. And like I said yesterday, I feel a bit not mentally tapped out, just kind of like meh about training. So if there's things that you can do to make the experience better, not saying running on a treadmill is amazing, but if it encourages you to do it, then go and do those things. So yeah, we've got 6 rounds of 400 meters, and I'm going to take 90 seconds off in between. Then I've got 2 kilometers back in at either that 3:55 to 4:10 pace. So I'm going to try and hit the first kilometer at a 4 minute. And then if I need to drop it, I will, but that's going to be my goal. And then I've got another cool down. Then I've got another 2 kilometers at a cool down pace of, again, an RPE 3 to 5. So super duper easy. It's going to be a lot. I think if I did the maths correctly, I think it's like 10.4k overall. So we're covering quite a distance. Varying intensities. This is why threshold runs are difficult, and managing your breathing, managing your leg fatigue, but it's amazing to do these if you're not doing them already and you're training for a high rocks, because it really does help put into perspective that race day fatigue that we all experience. So yeah, let's see how we get on. I don't feel tight chested, but I'm going to take my inhaler, because you never know with these runs, we might surprise ourselves and pass out. I don't normally have these. It's the ABE Blue Lagoon, and it tastes Blue Lagoon, if that's even a flavour. But the gym has had a new refurb, which is pretty sick. Like, there's a whole new functional area, so I definitely think I'm going to come train here, because it's a lot lighter, as you can probably see, but I'm not going to turn around because there's people training and got to respect their privacy. But yeah, I'm going to stretch and go through kind of like what my routine will be for doing a run. So hopefully this helps you guys. I'll put some text on the screen as well, and how many rounds and reps that I would go through. So all 2 kilometre warm up, 2 kilometre at 4 minutes done. 6 rounds of 400 metre sprints done. Now I'm going to try and go back in for 2 kilometres worth at a 4 minute. We'll see how it goes. Guys, we did it! Excuse the horrendous tan. It definitely needs to come off. Oh my god, my skin is so sore at the moment. I don't know what it is. Like, with eczema, but I'm gonna go home and shower straight away. But I'll do a full debrief at home But wow, what a difference 24 hours can make, okay? Never, ever, ever let a 24 hours determine your outcome or your journey, because you can get so caught up, including myself, which I did, on having like good sessions, not feeling energetic or whatever it might be. But that was one of my hardest sessions of the week because it's a threshold session and it felt insane. And I know I did it on the treadmill. Some may say it's cheating, come at me for it, but I felt good. Guys, I'm so made up. Oh my God, the difference like just 24 hours can make is incredible, but it's mainly this bad boy. You coming to join, little Lou? Oh, you've been away. We've been away from you all morning. But, so the 2 kilometre warm up, I did it at a 27 pace at the on the treadmill. And then I did the 2 kilometers at 4 minutes, which actually felt really good. Then had like a 60 seconds off. Excuse me, Loof. And then I did, what did we do? 6 rounds of 400 meters, didn't we, Loof? So first 2 sets is at a 3:40 pace, 60 seconds off. Then I did the remaining 4 sets at a 3:35 pace, which actually felt fine, to be honest. And then you're gonna go down, Bubba. And then went and did 60 seconds off, straight into another 2 kilometers at 4 minutes, which is what I was the most worried about, to be honest, out of all of the session. Not like worried about whether I could just go from doing that block into quite an intense 2 kilometers again. And then went into but I did it, which is the main thing that I'm just so hyped about. And then I went into 2 kilometer cool down at like a 5:30 pace. I think I started at 5:45 just for the first like 600 meters and then dropped it down a bit. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I feel like I sound like a psycho because literally yesterday I was like, guys, when you're not motivated. And that motivation is still a bit like that, but you never ever regret giving something a go. And I think this is the main thing, is when you are feeling a certain way, don't let it determine like the rest of your week. At least attempt and see what the outcome may be. That could have been a rubbish session. I could have done 2 kilometer warm up and then just thought, nah, do you know what, that's not for me. But at least I attempted it. And if I didn't attempt it, I'd never know. And now we're coming out winning. So yeah, that's my sessions done for Tuesday. Racked up a lot of steps today, so I'm just going to shower, refuel. I'm going to probably make like a yogurt bowl and have some ESN clear whey just to top up my protein because it just tastes so good, and just to rehydrate. So use my code GeorgieB for ESN orders. I'll link it somewhere here. Good morning, gang. Happy Wednesday. I'm just speaking quiet because it is early and Alex is still asleep. But I am off to coach this morning. So on Wednesdays going forward, I'm actually taking 2 classes at a local gym, which I do some face-to-face coaching out of, which is so good. So I'm just doing a 75-minute WOD and then like a strength class, which is a lot slower, but the WOD is going to be nice and fiery. And then on a Wednesday I always do the conditioning class there because I love it and it's very much complementary to my training. We do some elements of weights, some elements of ergs. So I realised that probably looked like quite crazy, just being like so yeah, I might not be able to film like a hell of a lot of it just because there is a group, so I will ask in advance. And then if so, hopefully I can insert a few snippets, but it's probably like one of my bigger sessions of the week, to be honest. It's like off plan, but I incorporate it in my plan, so it's not additional to training that is set. If that makes any sense, I like substitute it out just because, again, it's nice for me to have that social element with training, and I think that social element with training is important all round, especially as someone who coaches other people and trains a lot by herself. It's just nice to have that group setting. So just making ourselves look a little bit less dead, and then we'll get going. Okay, so we are 2 rounds down. We've done 1,000-meter bike for 1,000-meter bike. You've got a 4-minute AMRAP, and then you're going in remainder of time to box step ups. Done 2 rounds of that. There's 2 minutes rest after the 4 minutes. Go again. Then we're now on 500-meter row. Me and Shana, straight into burpee broad jumps for the remainder of the 4 minutes. 2 minutes rest and we're back in.
And then the other one. Yeah, that's the best way for time, right? Then rowing on.
Wow, I am honestly an absolute mess. Very much need to have a shower. I've just got back. It's been obviously such a busy morning with coaching, training, more coaching. So we are now at lunchtime. But we basically did, what did we do this morning? It sounds so simple. Wow, I really need to change those flowers. It sounds so simple, but it's so intense, and it really did challenge different energy systems this morning. Let me just go into a bit of better lighting. So what did we do? This is my conditioning session, and a lot of it can be really beneficial towards Hyrox, which is fantastic, but it can also just be super beneficial towards becoming an overall fitter, more functionally savvy person, because again, you are challenging your ability to work under load, you're challenging your cardiovascular system, and also this right here, which, as much as I like to think it is a real strength of mine, I know in certain points, like for example wall balls, it's an absolute killer for me, the mental challenge, and I witnessed that today. So we did 1,000 meters on the bike, on the C2 bike, and then for the remainder of the 4 minutes, you went and did as many box step ups as you can. Okay, you then take 2 minutes off and you repeat that station. I then went on to a 500-meter row. Again, it's a 4-minute round, so 500-meter row straight into the remainder of time for burpee broad jumps, which was killer. That was an awful combo. Again, 2 minutes off, repeat. Then what did we do? Oh my God, my brain, it's gone. Then we did 25 cals on the assault bike or echo bike, and you'd go into sled push at, I believe it was at 120 kg for the remainder of time. So as many lengths as you can within a 10-meter length. Then you'd repeat that again. Then our next one was ski. So we had 400 meters or 450 meters on the ski into max wall balls to finish again the remainder of time. And it's the wall balls, I just find like I mentally tap out. Like I actually find it quite difficult on my lower back, so I think there's again a little bit of hesitation there probably from me, but I was speaking to Shana about it, who's the girl that owns Surge, and Lynn, her auntie, and we were talking about like what strategies you use. Do you count up? Do you count down? So what I ended up doing was I wanted to hit a minimum of 30, even though my legs felt so fatigued. So I went 1 to 15 up and then counted 15 down, then did a full 20 all the way down after taking a break, and then did another 15. And it worked so much better. Again, just chunking it out rather than seeing it as like, oh my God, I've got all this time left. Just doing small chunks, and it's so much more manageable. So again, that was another 4-minute round, 2 minutes off, another 4 minutes. Then what we did is we took the exact same movements, but we dropped the distance down completely, and it was like a fast finisher. So we had 200 meters on the row straight into 10 meters of burpees, a burpee broad jumps. Then you'd go straight in, again, assault bike for 10 cows really quickly into 1 length of sled push, 100 meters on the ski into 10 wall balls. And then to finish, what was the other one? C2 bike for 200 meters as fast as you can into 10 step ups on right, 10 step ups on your left. So it was a lot, but sounds really simple on paper, but so effective. Again, like I said, challenging different energy systems, challenging that mental load massively towards the end. And that's why like group settings are so good for that kind of work, where the intensity is pushed on all fronts and you are just, yeah, it's always you v you, but you've always got someone backing you in your corner in that paired work. So it was a lot. It's been a busy morning. I'm very much looking forward to having a shower now, get myself sorted, having a good meal, and then I'll just be doing some admin work going forward. So I've got some new plans and new phases to get sorted for clients. I'm not sure whether to do it here or do it somewhere else just for a change, and then also start editing this YouTube video. But a day like today, for example, and this is where people, I think, who are starting out with Hyrox or hybrid training get training really wrong. You cannot do those type of sessions every single day. Your central nervous system would be shot. So if you have done a Hyrox before or any sort of hybrid sort of competition, you will notice that maybe a day after or a couple of days after, your body will feel a little bit fatigued, of course, because you've exerted quite a lot of energy and pushed it to its max. But it's that like mental fatigue that you experience. You might experience that brain fog, or like you just can't stay with it. And that is your central nervous system playing catch up, okay? So this type of training is super duper useful to get you to that kind of race-like scenario where you are pushing to that 100% and you are exhausted, but it doesn't have a role more than like once or twice in your weekly sessions, in my opinion, as a coach, okay? You have to have your foundations in track, where you are working on your strength work. You have your 3 runs a week, whether that's, you know, your slower runs, your interval training and your threshold runs. And therefore there's a small amount of intensity or an intensity gap, which is for Hyrox specific or functional specific conditioning work. So if you are doing these type of sessions every single day and you're training for your first Hyrox and you're thinking, oh my God, I feel so burnt out, that is probably why. So yeah, just make sure that you've got a good variety and a good structure where it doesn't lead to burnout. Hey Loof, is that right? Yeah, perfect. So I'm gonna go, what have you got here? What have you got there? So we're gonna go have a shower, and then no double sessions today, that is for sure. The curly hair also find it super duper hard when they are about to train to keep their hair like in check, because like I've got some coming out here, I've got some behind. I can't have my hair in a bun unless I've sweated through it and then I'm just rinsed and it's up, but it is just so hard. So that's why when I like compete, I tend to gel it back, but I'm finding it so annoying. I've also got like 2 scrunchies, 2 little hairbands. So I feel like what we might have to do actually is one of these where I tie into a pony, and then maybe if I actually double tie on the bun. So we could do one of these, and then maybe, just maybe, could this work? I mean, it looks horrendous, but I actually think it might work. I mean, my scalp feels like it's being ripped off. Is that gonna hold? It's awful. It's actually awful. It looks like I've got a second head. Do you know what's so weird is that was like so much harder than yesterday. Not yesterday, Tuesday. So I did RPE 3, it was on programme for the warm-up, and I just did a 5, I think it was 27 pace, and then I had 5 rounds of, was it 6 rounds? I can't even remember. I think it's 5 of 20-second sprints at a decent effort with 40 seconds recovery. So I did a 3:14 pace, and then I think I was covering like 100 meters in that time. I think it was, if I'm correct. And then straight into 6 kilometers worth of running at an RPE 8. So I did it at a 4:10 pace. And the first 4 kilometers actually felt fine, and then the second 2 felt really tough. My stomach started to cramp up, and I think it's because I am in my luteal phase and I'm due on any day now, and with my periods it can be all over the place. So yeah, that wasn't fun. The hardest bit actually felt like the cool down, because I think after I'd done the 6 kilometers I was like, God. So then went straight into an RPE 3 again, cool down. But yeah, got it done, which is good. But that actually weirdly felt a lot tougher than Tuesday's run, and I think Tuesday's on paper is actually harder. So yeah, still a win. Good morning, gang. Happy Friday. I'm just gonna put some sunglasses on because we are out in the fields. I've just met one of my clients and friends for a lovely walk. I think we've done about 5 kilometers actually, but it's a rest day today. So we're in jeans and jumpers. Even though it is sunny, it is still quite chilly. But I had an allergic reaction to my cat. And my mum's gonna kill me if she sees this, because I literally am very allergic to cats, but I absolutely love my cats. So I'm gonna keep my sunnies on. I'm gonna pop back on because I was just eating, and then I thought, actually, I'm having smoked salmon, sourdough. I've eaten a bit there. I also had a piece of toast before because I was so hungry, and I actually put a little bit of jam on it. And then 2 eggs and some smoked salmon. But I know that this isn't the type of video for it, but I thought I just wanted to say, like, on a rest day, I don't change how much I eat or the type of foods that I eat because I'm not training. And I think that's something really important to note, that your body, when it is in a state of recovery or in a resting period, it's important that it actually does get the fuel that it needs, because you will utilize that to recover, to repair muscle, and to ensure that you've got enough energy going forward for the next couple of days. So especially for tomorrow, when I'm going to be exerting a lot of energy, I need to have all the food that I can use for tomorrow. So please never, ever, ever see a rest day as an opportunity to like restrict. But I think I might talk about that separately in another video, when maybe I do like a eat in a day on a rest day and an eating day on a day of training. But yeah, sourdough, smoked salmon, scrambled egg, I feel like the 3 S's, they are like an elite combination, but I have to add a little bit of sriracha on top. Good morning. It is super duper early on a Saturday. Oh my God. I am tired. We stayed up with my mum and dad. Me and Elle stayed up because we're in Loughborough Ways. We're having to travel to Market Harbour this morning because we've got this competition. But I am due on, and I am feeling wiped. Also, I feel like just everything hurts. But we'll see. We'll be absolutely fine. I'm just gonna get myself all ready, bag packed, and then I'll kind of go through what I'm wearing, what else I'm bringing with me, and then potentially in the car, what I'll do, if I'm driving, I'll get Alex to film. If he's driving, then I'll give you guys a run through of essentially what we're going to be doing, because there are three different sections, and then just so that you guys have an idea of what we're doing, and potentially give me the opportunity to actually recap what we're doing. It's all pretty straightforward. It's just a little bit bitty. So we've got like 8 till 8:30 is check-in, so we're going to try and get there for 15:15, and then we've got like a briefing thing at 8:30, and then I think 9 a.m. it like all starts to kick off. So yeah, I am going with Alex and my mum and dad are joining us later, so it'll be quite cute. I think it's going to be a full day thing. The weather is looking super nice, so we're doing it at the rugby club. So yeah, it's all outside, so if it was a miserable day that would be tough going. But yeah, gonna get ready, have coffee, have some food, and then run you through everything. Okay, I think we are makeup done. I don't put mascara on purely because when I'm sweating and I've got allergies, I just don't want that irritation. So this is the makeup. Okay guys, so bag packing wise, I've actually got my Digicam camera in case we want to get any shots on that. I'm going to be putting on my Rad Ones version 2 in pink smoke because we want to add a little bit of pink. But one of my things actually has come undone, so I need to be careful on that. But I think I'll be wearing these the majority of the day. However, I am going to take my Adidas Pro 4s with me for the running element. I've got a whole change of outfit. So we've got my Adapt Safari seamless shorts. Now, I know I said about enjoying not wearing tight shorts, but if I was to wear one tight short for the rest of my life, I think it would be these. They have got like a little bit of a bum scrunch. They're super duper flattering. They do not budge. Like they generally do not budge. I've worn this for the majority of my High Roxes and they are an elite shorts for that. I've then just got a Gymshark like strappy bra, and then actually this is from Primark. I know this outfit does not go, but it's just like a halter neck with a little strappy back, just in case I wanted to change certain elements. Some spare socks. I've got my ESN towel, which is really, really cute. Again, just to keep the sweat away. Georgie's just texted me they're all good. They've had food poisoning, bless them, whilst they've been away, which is not good. So I was thinking, oh my god, they're going to be so knackered. I'm going to take some hairspray just in case. I'm going to take my brush. I'm going to take my gel. I'm going to take some wet wipes. Again, so many hair bubbles, which are going to go in this side pocket. This Gymshark bag again is elite. There's so many pockets. And they're going to go in there along with another little brush, some lip liner, some lip gloss because we love to feel girly. And also, along the lines of feeling a little bit more put together, I'm wearing my D. Louise Lynx necklace. Let me show you this up close. I just absolutely love it. I was gifted this a couple of weeks back and I literally have not taken it off. It is so lovely and it's such a perfect length for training, and they're like waterproof and they just don't wear, so they are super duper gorgeous. I'm going to keep the earrings out today just because we're doing a lot of throwing up, throwing our heads up and throwing weight all over the place. So yeah, this is the added little bit of jewellery today. No rings because again that's going to be super duper sore. The hands of a girl who lifts weights.
Say hi to the vlog.
Hey vlog.
Hey vlog. Right, we've just got here. This is the group George, Will, Harv. We're in the intermediate group, which I actually forgot, rather than the everydayers. So let's see. I'm cold.
Great job. Yes, George. Right, 2 reps. Take your time. Brace your core. Yes, let's go. Awesome.
17. 2, 1, let's go up. 5.
Nice.
3, 2, 1, up.
Nice.
Very good. Cheers, guys. You're doing really well.
Great job, George. Let's go, G.
That was so rough. So rough. 200 metres after the bike. No, 10 minutes.
And then your winners of your intermediate category are the...
We came second. The girls in the team that came first, I think what was she? An ex-powerlifter?
Yeah.
Ex-powerlifter, and she cleaned 90 kg, which is just insane. But we are on our way to go and get some pub lunch, which is very much needed. Have a chill, but the body feels quite good, to be honest, other than bruising on my thighs from the cleans, which is not a good look. But yeah, gonna take it nice and easy. Like I said earlier in the vlog, see how my body feels tomorrow. I'm actually haven't got anything on plan, having spoken to my coach earlier on in the week, but we'll see how we feel. If it's a nice day, if not, long walk and chill. Oh my god, I am knackered. Guys, look at my bruises. I don't think you can even see them. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. But we're just gonna have a shower and chill out for the rest of the day. We went out for some lunch just now, which was so nice, and I just need to get showered and take a minute. Look at the dirt that is on my face. That should be illegal, but yeah, my body feels fine. I feel a bit more like mentally tired today just through sun exposure, but such a class day, and I will update you, I think, on it more tomorrow. Good morning, happy Sunday. I feel like this is the most Sunday start to a vlog. Wow, it is very hot today. I think it's meant to be getting up to like 25 or 27 degrees, but it was such a nice rest of the day. We just chilled out, played a bit of badminton in the garden, which is so cute. Look at my mum's garden, it looks so cute at the moment. Just like all the little bushes and everything. It's gone wild though in some places, but there's this little cat that keeps joining us, which was so sweet. We don't actually know her name, but we always feel guilty whenever we leave Luther and Marvin and come away for the weekend, so seeing another little cat was super duper cute. But today is definitely going to be a rest day for me. Now, I think I need to put my glasses on. I felt absolutely fine body-wise till about 10 o'clock last night, and we were watching a movie, and I was like, oh my god, my shoulders really hurt, my traps hurt, and that's definitely from the cleans, which I'm not used to. But we had such a good day, so we came second overall in the intermediate category, and then there was an everyday category as well, so there were variations for the 3 different sections, with the addition of obviously the worm, the sandbag like worm, that was really tough, really tough. Now I have I think a little shoulder impingement, and Harvey, who is in our team, who I went to university with, which is so wild, and I didn't even know. He is a physio, so he was doing some work which was amazing and telling me how to basically isolate it. So I need to keep pushing into a wall here, and the same applying here as well. So I need to work on that. But on the thrusters on the sandbag worm, it just was dropping. I just had no strength there, so that definitely highlighted a few things for me. But I was really surprised with my cleans, even though they are not the most prettiest of cleans. Getting 60 kg for 2 and then 2 front squats, straight into 2 front squats, was amazing. The end bit, which was 15 minutes of every 3 minutes you had to go and do a 200-meter run and then jump on the C2 bike and the ski erg and try and build up max distance on there. That was definitely more up my street. It was horrible, but it was definitely more up my street. And I'm so glad that we did the worm before that, because doing that afterwards would have been pretty grim. But no, it was just a little local games, but they did a really good job, really family orientated as well. So I definitely do it again, and if it's on next year, definitely check it out. It's the district games, which is in Market Harborough. But yeah, as I said, my body is feeling it today. There was always a plan to be a rest day. If I felt okay, I might have gone for a little run, because it is such gorgeous weather. But we are going to go meet my best friend, who is having her first baby and has just found out, so we've got a little present to give her for some breakfast and coffee. And then I think it's a day of out and about there's a little artisan market somewhere nearby, so we're going to go with my parents, who are over from Dubai. So yeah, it should be good. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I absolutely love filming all of these vlogs at the moment, and I'm definitely going to be doing more and more each week. So I hope you stay around, and if you want to, please press the like button and the subscribe button, and I'll see you very soon.